Hi, how's it going? I just had a lucid dream, and it's a somewhat disturbing lucid dream, uh, psychologically speaking. It makes me think that I'm not as in good psychological shape as I think sometimes. If anybody here uh, scares easy or has kids around or something, you might want to get them out of the room. I mean, it's not that bad, but uh, it's not. It's pretty bad. Okay, it started out fine, and I was just uh, cleaning something off the rim of a toilet bowl in some ordinary dream. I was cleaning like paint or something off the rim of a toilet bowl. I've been painting lately and stuff, so uh, and for some reason I just realized it was a dream right then, not because it was weird or anything, but I just did. And then I walked out into the hallway, which was now my old house, the house I grew up in Nyack, New York. Um, More or less was that house, and I thought to myself, cool, I'll have a lucid dream now, And what should I do? And so I started. I walked up the stairs first to the third floor, and then back down the stairs. I was looking at my hands, and I was even barefoot, and I was looking at my feet, which was interesting. Everything looked kind of weird, and my feet looked really weird. uh, and so then I thought to myself, what I really should do is find some people, which is something I often do in dreams. And I went to the window. I went out the window and floated down to the ground. And then I looked up the hill, and I saw. I thought to myself, I'll just dream some sort of situation like a carnival or a mall or something. And I looked up the hill. We live down this long driveway that we live on in a river valley, basically, and the Hudson River. I live 45 minutes. That's where I grew up, 45 minutes from New York City. And so we have this big long driveway that comes down to where the house is, and all these big sprawling lawns and stuff. It's a beautiful place to grow up. But anyway, uh, so I looked up the driveway, uh, and I saw, just that type of thing up on the street where there's usually just suburban streets. So I think I flew up there, and I saw the mall carnival type situation and a lot of people. So I was like, cool, this is what I wanted. And I went over to this group of people, 6 or 7 of them. I saw some kind of fat, unattractive guy, and from far away he had looked like a girl, like with blonde hair. So I went over to the table and said, I thought he was a girl with blonde hair. And then this little kid said, welcome to the family. And there's something kind of weird and slightly ominous about the way he said it, though. And it was kind of like creepy or something. And then I left that and walked around a little more in this carnival, and then it actually became like an indoor mall, pretty much, I think. And I talked to some other people and stuff, but I was getting this weird feeling like everything was sort of lonely and strange, like I often do in dreams, unreal and alienated for that reason. Like people weren't real and things, which can be sort of similar to what I feel like in real life sometimes. But anyway, there was one point where I saw my brother. I have a twin brother, and identical twin brother, and I was asking him in the dream, "Are you really Tom, or are you uh, just my dream? Are you in any way really Tom talking to me? And he said something, but I can't remember the reply. But then also I was like still talking to him, walking around in this room, and I walked over and looked at him, and he was really tall. I mean, in real life he's about the same height as me, slightly taller, like half an inch taller. But and said, like, wow, you're really tall. So I went up and, like, pushed his head down like this, and, like, he got shorter, and I went, like, then I pushed him too short, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's too short, and I adjusted him back up, and I was like, till he was just about my height, and I was like, that's better. That was kind of a funny part. But anyway, then comes the disturbing part where I meet this woman, and I know her from other dreams. I can't remember. I mean, it seems like I've known her in other dreams, and you know, she's a woman I'm sexually interested in, and who was not really returning my advances and stuff. It was just getting more and more frustrating. I was like having conversations with her, but I don't remember the conversations. But the basic gist of them was, why aren't you sleeping with me, and why don't you like me and stuff, and her just sort of being more or less indifferent, or giving or saying, I don't know, it's just a dream, and it's not my problem or something, you know. I don't know, something along those lines, you know. But it went on kind of with me talking to her in rooms and things, and then I began to get more and more frustrated. At one point, I was lying in a little room by myself after, I guess, I'd already talked to her a little bit, and I started like jacking off under the covers a little bit. And I was actually considering waking up to see if I was jacking off in real life under the covers, but I hope this doesn't get censored off YouTube or something. But I'll just say that to show the frame of mind I was in, you know, kind of frustrated and stuff. So then I walked out of the room and found her again, and I was like getting madder and madder at how unreal she seemed and stuff like that, and how she just wasn't, you know, returning my advances, or even telling me why she didn't want to, you know. So I grabbed her by the hair, and I said, look, I'm not kidding here. You're gonna have to either tell me why you won't sleep with me, or sleep with me now, you know. And I slapped her across the face. You know, at first I just grabbed her hair and slapped her like twice, and I was like, look, you're gonna have to tell me something here, you know, and you're gonna have to, you know, this is my dream. I can do whatever I want, you know. And believe me, I'm not like this in real life, not at all. Okay, I would never hit a woman or anything. But and she just sort of like, I don't even really remember her reactions. It was more just like my trip, you know. She was just being a dream character, you know, and she wasn't sleeping with me, and she seemed still not to care or something, you know. And then there was some other shift, and it seemed like again it had something to do with logging onto a computer or something and finding her again. It's almost like one of these movies or something, but it wasn't corny like that, you know. But I didn't see The Matrix. Maybe it's something like that, but whatever. It wasn't really. It was like I was finding and connecting with her again, and then I was back in a room with her, and I'm gonna have to stop in just a minute. So I said, okay, now I'm really gonna have to get tough with you, you know, and I took this knife and I said, tell me why I have to be alone. And like I had her on the ground, and I said, like, and she still, like, she was just kind of looking at me or something like that, and so I was like, or saying she didn't care or something, and so I was like, okay then, that's it. And I like went with the knife like this at her, and like right before it hit her, I woke up. I'm serious. It's pretty crazy. All right, see you.